Well, hey guys, how are you? It's Summer with Summer Sweet Shop here again, getting ready for St. Patrick's Day. Oh yes, super excited to welcome in our St. Patrick's Day. Almost forgot this cookie here that we're gonna do. We are gonna do 5 St. Patrick's Day cookies today. We're gonna do 2 4-leaf clovers. The lucky you, I'm gonna show you how to do this rainbow technique with your airbrush. We're gonna do our beer. I don't have the top here done just yet. And then we're gonna do our mini rainbow cookie. I am using my sugar cookie recipe as well as my icing recipe. Those are both found inside my Cookie Academy Lite, which is found on my website. You can read the description below and get more information. But let's go ahead and get started on this really cute set of St. Patrick's Day cookies. So first, I want to start off with our clover, and we're going to do our first clover here. And let's see here. Oh, you know what? I think we are just doing the one clover, actually. Yes, we're just doing the one clover. But I will show you how to do the colors on this. But let's go ahead. Instead of starting with the clover, let's start with our white. I always like to start with white, and we'll start with our beer here, because you got to have green beer for St. Patrick's Day, and our rainbow here. So I'm going to outline these first in white, and for the rainbow, we're going to outline the whole thing in white. This is a mini rainbow set. This cutter is from Brighton Cutters with her Lucky Charms set, and it's super cute. It comes with all of the cutters that resemble the Lucky Charms cereal. And then for the beer, I'm just gonna do like an outline of a beer glass. So I'm just gonna do I'm gonna outline the whole thing, and then I'm gonna do another outline like so. And then we're gonna fill it in. This cutter here is from Kaleidocuts. I'll have a listing below of where all of the, or you can check out the listing below to see where all of the cutters are from so that you can go and snag them yourself. So we're just gonna fill it in for our rainbow, like so. And then I'm gonna do the beer glass as well. So as you can see, that outline icing is moving just a little bit. Normally, you're gonna be outlining more than just one cookie, so it's gonna have time for that outline to dry, but you don't have to wait a certain amount of time for it to dry. You can go ahead and flood right after you have outlined a cookie. You don't have to wait any amount of time. But you're gonna let that dry for about an hour in front of a fan, and then you will have this and this for your leftover. So we're gonna fill this in with lime green, electric green, and I'm gonna show you how to do these like really cool polka dots to make it look like beer bubbles. That sounds fun to say, doesn't it? Okay, so first I'm gonna take my electric green. This was made using electric green icing, and I'm gonna fill it up pretty high around. I kind of almost wish that I would have made this like a little bit thinner, the white, but that is what it is. So, I'm just gonna like go over that white a lot here. Like I know it's not gonna overflow or anything. I've got that white as that barrier there. But just be mindful that you kind of just wanna make it like a thin outline for your mug. Next, I'm going to take my leaf green. So I have leaf green and I have the electric green, or the greens that I'm working with today. So I'm going to take my leaf green and I'm going to make dots. And you're just going to squeeze, 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 and pull straight up. Squeeze, 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 and pull straight up. And you're just going to make dots just scattered around on that cookie. And then what you're going to do is you're going to come back with that electric green. And you're going to go right over, but just to the side of that dot that you just made with the leaf green. You're going just to the side, and I kind of stick to the same area, to the same side. I don't go like left side to right side. I stick with that same side. I think it looks more uniform. And then I'm going to take my white and just add some white dots. And so you can just add them throughout your cup here. And that just kind of adds a little something to our beer glass. So you're going to shake it, shake it, shake it. Next, what you're going to do, once that is dry, you want to let that dry for a little while. You're going to be left with this. And you are going to take your outline icing with your white. And I am using today, I'm using some rainbow sprinkles from Delta Sprinkles. I love their sprinkles. This one is more like a rainbow, great for like birthdays, but I thought it was great for St. Patrick's Day as well. So you can always put these like in a little cup and sprinkle them on. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your outline icing, and this is in a tip, a 2.5. But we're just gonna make, sometimes I like to do this with a tipless bag just because it's easier and will go faster. But I'm just going to make some bubbles here on top. We're going to layer these up, so don't worry if you have some holes. You want to layer it because you don't want it to be all one thing. So don't worry, you can put some bubbles down here as well. And kind of make them like different sizes, some big, some small. So now I'm going to come in and kind of fill in the holes. Aren't these fun? So this is great if you're doing like any kind of, even like champagne, but like great for like Father's Day. Super cute, right? And now I'm just going to take a few of my rainbow sprinkles here. And I'm just going to sprinkle a few on top. I think it just makes it festive. It's going to go great with these rainbows that we're going to make over here. And so you would add the sprinkles. Make sure you add the sprinkles before it dries. But that is your fun St. Patrick's Day beer. Now we're going to do our rainbow. And so I like to do these upside down. So we're going to do 6 different colors. We're going to start off with our purple is the bottom color. So you could start from the top or the bottom. It doesn't really matter. But I'm going to start here at the bottom. And we've got purple. And you got to go backwards. You got to do your Roy G. Biv backwards. So we do our blue. Next, we're going to do our green. I decided to stick with the darker green, just to kind of give it a nice, it just kind of stands out. And I think because this whole set is like that green theme, obviously with St. Patrick's Day, so it just kind of stands out. Oh, get that yellow. All right, we gotta do yellow. I always forget yellow. Always have to like remind myself. It goes orange, then yellow. All right, so we've got our orange. And now for the last color we need to do is our pink. And so again, just kind of starting, you can start from either direction. It's totally up to you, but I thought this was just a fun way to do some mini cookies for this set. So super cute and fun. Love that with the beer. So let's do our lucky next. We're gonna outline this here with our white outline icing, this white piping icing. And this is great. You could do this in so many different ways. If you have a clover stencil, that is great as well. I don't have a clover stencil, so we are going to be using a heart stencil, which is going to work out just great. But you want to make sure that you flood it nice and even so that your stencil lays completely flat on your cookie. And then I'm going to show you how we're going to do multicolors using only 3 airbrush colors. And we're going to get 5 colors out of it. I love this technique and I love showing how to do this. I do have a tutorial just on this technique, so you can check for that. But this is the whole set together. Okay, so once you've done that, you want to let it dry for a good hour or so before you do any of your stenciling, just because you don't want the weight of the stencil to mess it up. So you're going to set that to the side, and then this is what your cookie will look like when you are ready to start stenciling. So I've got my stencil here. I've got my stencil genie on, and I'm going to lay it here flat on my cookie. And then I'm using royal red, golden yellow, and beachy blue, all from the Cookie Countess. I'm going to start with my yellow, and I like to start with the yellow in the middle because we're gonna, as you're gonna see, the colors are going to work together. So I'm gonna turn it on here, and we're gonna do our nice yellow in the middle. I'm gonna come a little farther over on both sides, and you'll see why in a minute. I'm just gonna spray out the remaining color, and then I'm gonna open and pour in my red. Again, just test it out. And I'm going to start from the edge here and work towards the middle. And you can see there, it has a nice orange color. And then again, just spray the remaining out. And I like to do for the red, I like to spray out a lot of it before I put any of the blue in. And then you're going to do the blue, and you're going to start here from the edge and work towards the middle, towards that yellow. And you can see there that the blue turns that extra yellow into green. So then you have all 5 of your colors. I'm going to gently just rock this up to the side and gently lift it off. And there you have your rainbow colors. So you want to let this dry for about 20 minutes or so. It doesn't take long for it to dry. But once you've done that, you're going to do your lucky you. So you can either use a projector for this. This cutter is also from Kaleido-Cuts. So you can see her lettering on there from that cookie cutter. So I'm going to start and go backwards. So I'm going to do my Y. I'm using black outline icing, and I'm using a 2.5 tip. So typically when I write on a cookie, I like to use a 1.5 tip. But since this one doesn't have the hand lettering with a thicker piece to it, I'm using a thicker icing. I mean a thicker tip. But that's totally up to you if you want to do a thicker or not. I go backwards with my letters because I feel like I can see what is coming up versus if I go from left to right, I can't see over my hand to see what is coming up next. And so I like being able to see so that I don't make any mistakes. So you got your Lucky You. Now I'm just going to take my green piping icing and I'm going to make just a 4-leaf clover. So this one has a 2.5 tip on it as well. So I'm going to squeeze, squeeze, squeeze and pull towards the center. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze and pull towards the center. So this resembles a heart, but we're going to do the other side. Squeeze, 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 pull to the center, and then squeeze, 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 pull to the center like so. And then we're just going to add like a little stem on there for our cute little 4-leaf clover. Isn't that cute? So you can make this one a little bit bigger. You just squeeze, 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 letting the icing billow out a little bit until you have just the right 4-leaf clover that you want. So super, super cute for that cookie and pretty simple and easy. You could do these really easy for a St. Patrick's Day set. Okay, next let's do, lastly, we'll do our 4-leaf clover. We're going to outline this clover in the leaf green. So this is like a Kelly green color. I believe it is leaf green is the AmeriColor official name. I love this technique too, and it's very different for a 4-leaf clover, but it makes quite a statement, and I think it's really fun. So we're going to do a leopard print on this. So you're going to outline that. You're going to take your green flood icing, and we're going to flood the whole thing. So I like to start from the outside, work my way towards the middle. And you're just working your way towards the middle of your cookie. And look how cute. You don't want to fill it up too much because you're going to add some weight to that with your leopard look here. So don't add too much because you don't want your cookie to overflow. But you're going to take your electric green, your neon green, and I'm going to add just like little blobs around this cookie. No rhyme and reason, just kind of sporadic of wherever you want. Next, I'm going to take my black, and I'm using the black outline icing I used for the Lucky You. But you could always use a black flood icing as well. Most of the time I do like to use the black outline. It just works well. But when you're doing this wet on wet technique, you've got to work somewhat fast or your icing will start to set. So all I'm doing is just outlining those blobs, as you can see here. For the Leopard Ink, I kind of do one side and give a little space and go on the other side. Or sometimes I'll go all the way, almost the whole way around. And so you notice that like I kind of do a little wobbly. I'm not doing it exact because leopard print, if you ever look at it, it's never the same and it's not like a full complete circle. So that's why you want it to be just like a little bit off, a little different. Each one is a little bit different. No two circles are alike. So once you've done that, you're going to see like your icing is going to settle out. So you can see these have almost settled out all the way completely. You can tap it a little bit, give it a little shake, and it'll settle out a little bit more. But honestly, I don't mind that it's not completely flat. So you can see here, it's not completely flat, but that's okay because we're going to do an outline on the top of it, and you're really not even going to notice it. It just kind of gives it some cool dimension. So I'm going to take that electric green again. And once I have it coming out right, I'm going to put a dot here, like right in the middle. And I'm going to start on one side. So you're going to go up, go around this first curve, and then I'm going to do a loop here at the end and come back around and do a heart. So you're doing a heart all the way around. So we're going to do 4 hearts. You're going to come up. Again, I like to do these upside down because I have more control over my icing when I do them upside down. If you've never tried it, I encourage you to try and see if your hearts come out a little better. So you got to make sure when you're doing that loop, you got to pull up away from the cookie to get that icing to do that loop like you want it. If you're on top of the cookie, it's not going to work very well. So you're going to go up and around and show that icing right where you want it to go. And last, I'm just going to add my stem here at the bottom and then come all the way back up to the center. And there you have your fun 4-leaf clover. Super cute, right? So we've got our beer with our rainbow. We've got our 4-leaf clover and our lucky you. Super cute set, right? I love this set. I think it's so fun and festive and is great for any St. Patrick's Day shenanigans that you have going on. So I hope this was fun. I hope you learned something and that you enjoyed this set of cookies that we did together. Post your pictures. I want to see them. Let me know if you have questions in the comments. But thank you guys. You can also hit the button below and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then you'll be notified when any of my new videos drop. Thanks so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you guys next time.